So, this is going to be the first day of the Jewish Star Empire. We haven't exactly began yet, but we're pretty close. 2 people left needed to join. Right now, I start with 1 person inside. Whether this will be a curse or a blessing, well, it depends on the temperament. Right now, he can't reach this from here, but he can from there. So, it seems to be that reinforcing this point might be a good idea. Let's see. So, this might be a point of contention. Might. However, it's further away from him, and it's closer to me. So, he shouldn't launch against this, because he knows he can see me, and he can see that. So, if he does launch, then, well, that'd be unnecessarily aggressive, on top of suffering an attacker's penalty, which at the beginning of the game is very punishing, and so even if he sends all 10, he'll lose it. Same with the one sent to here, although he might not fight for this one so much. This one, however, he might fight for, so I leave some behind, and I even put an industry, even though I much prefer economy at the very beginning. Let's say once that ship reaches there, I'll say drop everything, and then go around collecting the others. That seems about right. That's too far. Now, whether to seek diplomacy with him or to expect an attack will have to be determined by the surrounding neighbors. But starting with 1 person already in sight can be concerning. Oh well. Looks like the roster has some. Plenty of people. Which one shall I see in the future? It depends. But, well, this will certainly be exciting. Thus concludes the setup phase for the Jewish Star Empire. Okay, this is about 8 hours into the first production cycle, meaning the first 8 hours of the game, and so right now I'm in a interesting predicament. I have 2 neighbors right off the bat, and we're close enough that we can connect. So, see, it seems to be that. Oh, let's just take a look at the logs. So first he suggests that me and him attack this guy. However, I made clear that I don't attack without being very clear about it. And then, so I send a message to him, just to open up lines of communication, just to clear out any points of conflict, just in case. So, right now I do not know the temperament of my neighbors. This is somewhat concerning, because a stack of 20 could break through if he's been researching weapons. And it's worth noting he didn't go straight for this. He took from here and went straight to here. And well, he has 4 carriers. Only one of them is within my scanning. So what the other carriers are doing up there? Wait, can they connect? I gotta see this. Oh, they can't even connect. This stand's just sitting there doing nothing. So, he has 56 fleets, but 10 of them are out of the fight, so he's already down 10. So as for this person, he's invested a lot into economy, and so it doesn't appear to be that he's on a war footing, not yet. He's invested some, but mostly into science. Uh, let's see, I've been researching experimentation, because that tends to help out with early techs. Although, given that if they go straight for weapons, I find myself at a disadvantage if they both decide to crash down against me. But whether I can see them as potential allies or enemies is yet unknown. Nevertheless, it is convenient that I only have one point of attack, so regardless, I might push some fleets up forward. This is well, to be fair, this is a bit concerning. You know, why else would he push this 10 fleet? I mean, he didn't want to go in. Like, I calculated that these are probably his 4 startings, right? And so, of all his possible destinations, so he can't go there, but he can go to these 2. And yet, he hasn't bothered with these 2. And then this one, well, these 3 are certainly within his ability, and yet he hasn't. It doesn't look like, out of 4 carriers, 2 of them I can see heading toward me. When really, well, that justifies 1 carrier. This justifies it, like 2, maybe 3. But out of 1, 2, 3, maybe 2 and 1, and yet half his carriers are heading towards me. So I don't know. If this is somewhat concerning, but to be fair, we began the game with both these stars in his visual range. He probably predicted that if I was to attack, that I would have the local forces necessary to attack. But, well, I don't know. The question is, how much to invest in economy? Because if your economy is too high, it can provoke attack, and provoking attack, although I don't really fight with people otherwise, and so it might be a nice justification and earn the defender's bonus. Against 2 people, it might not be such a good idea. Especially like this one has 15 fleets, this one has 4, 6, and 6. You pull out the calculations, right? You add them all up. I have 31 local. He has 21 and 20. So I have 31. Now with the defenders, but right now they can't attack, not easily. They'd have to have like 20 more fleets. But if they get weapons too and decide to attack me outright, then I find myself in a bit of a predicament. Nevertheless, with proper diplomacy, I think this situation can be sorted out. I mean, he has like 4 carriers. I only see 1. So where do they send them to? Don't know. Well, that concludes the first night. Alright, this is the second day of the Jewish Star Empire. So there's been a few developments. So he had, so the Harkonnen had like 10 fleets on here, and I sent him a message. You know, maybe I might consider. Like, I opened a diplomatic channel, and then he offers to, he implies a researching agreement. So then I consider, sending him a, maybe he can be who I champion to victory. But then the very next tick, he attacks here, and so I attack back, taking this. But then he says that it was a mistake. Now I don't know how. Now the thing is, I've seen this before. Someone sends a ship, and then like in the 2 days, even I forgive him, and then in 2 days I get invaded fully. So I don't know how much to trust him. Maybe he's just concerned that this guy maybe he's just concerned he has other problems. There's this guy, and he had like 20 fleets here, and I was concerned for a little bit, but he's turning those around. I thought he was going to attack me fully, well, first he was like, should we attack him? And I was like, no, I'd much rather not. And then like when he attacked, I was like, okay, I guess we are. But then he apologized, so I'm kind of all over the place, and you know, he hasn't said anything, so it's still concerning. Not sure what to. Let's see. I think he should be researching hyperspace. Yeah, these 10 fleets are stuck here. Not to mention, he gets access to these 4. And so I guess I'll be researching banking, and in exchange for banking, let's see. I think probably be a good idea to speed this up just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just speed this up just a tad. I mean, it's ideal to put as much into economy as possible, but that hyperspace, if I can trade for it, will get me this, and this, and that. All these 4. And it's pretty nice. Let's see. At the moment, it does not appear that they are going to attack. He has neighbors. I don't know about him though. He suggested that we attack him, so I don't know how much he wants. I don't know how dead set he is on attacking him. I kind of left it open-ended. Maybe if you think he can be trusted. So I'm still leaving the decision up to him. I kind of feel bad for him because maybe it was a mistake. I mean, he said he auto-queued it, but he should have seen that I have fleets here. I don't know what to do. We'll have to wait to see how this situation develops. On the horizon, who do we have? Looks like this guy's having another records of his own. Belson. Let's see. So he has a neighbor here, and he's actually claimed this one now. Whether he's now a tick ago, this was not claimed, so maybe he's already sent, right? Because it's like there's a lot of time for that's a lot of time a carrier can go before he decides, or maybe he claims it or not. So whether they're gonna clash and become enemies, I don't know. I don't think he'd want to be enemies because he already has a neighbor here. Oh yeah, a neighbor here. But Belson can afford, because that's his only point of contact with an outside force at the moment. Those areas can't connect. That area can't connect. Not until they have hyperspace. And he's invested some amount into industry as well. Let's see, who else? Oh yeah, he's also creating a log. Gray Mason. I've actually worked with him twice in the past. Very capable. Let's see. We have Soul Fury, Soul Fiery, or whatever. Let's take a look at the ships. Any indication of ship losses? Too early to sell. Right. 63. So, yeah, he started with the same amount, and he starts with a little less. So there is indication of ship losses. To be fair, I've also suffered ship losses. Let's see. I don't know what agreements he has with him. When the techs get researched and the tech signatures become more than just one, they become higher, then figuring out who's allied, and also having better cartography. Right now I only have 2 bits of information, but as the game develops, as I take more records, as tech signatures develop, then I can start seeing where the alliances form, where the threats emerge. But for sure, he's powerful. he somehow manages to arrange things in his favor. Let's see. As a merchant, evidently, the merchants, is like, oh, trade me tech and I'll trade to other people. And Grey Mason doesn't like that. He doesn't like the idea that his future enemies could be given his tax. So he actually told me he's gonna just attack him outright. Oh well, nothing that could be done about that. Or can there? Yeah, there's a time for that. Not now. Yeah. If I'm gonna warn people, it has to be evidence. There has to be an indication that there's an alliance and that's going his way. Without evidence, there's no point in building a case. Well, I guess that sums up everything in the first day, or in the second day of the Jewish Star Empire. Between these two, which will I pick? He seems stronger. I might propel him to victory. He has more experience. Well, I don't know. We'll see if depending how aggressive this guy turns out to be. Well, all right. Okay, this is the third day of the Jewish Star Empire. We just completed the. We hit a cycle a few moments ago. A few developments have occurred. He went AFK, and well, even before he went AFK, I decided to fully join this guy. The Harkonnen. I've decided that he will be the future. And so I've decided against him. Even before he quit, I tipped him off of his plans, and then he asked me to just watch this, and then when he quit, just help the AI a little bit. So, and then it seems that we have an alliance forming between him, King Arthur, and Cain. This seems like a pretty good group to have. He's pretty strong, and he has experience. So I think, assuming he won't betray us, this is a pretty good start to an alliance. Let's see. So we're gonna mop up this guy who's quit, and let's see. Well, one of the main reasons I picked him over him, mainly because he asked me to attack him for no reason, and that biases me in favor of him, the Harkonnen, and against the person who asked, Eon 6T. So that was why I made my decision, or at least that motivated my decision somewhat. So now that we've got the local picture figured out, it would be important to look at the horizon. What could we deal with in the future? Not too much of an issue. We could probably deal with him or whatever. But so I've detected a bigger threat over here. So he has no tech. He has these techs. He has been given 2 of these techs. Now how much? No, okay, so none of the techs have came from him. Seriously, nothing? Well, whatever. Okay, so he has 2. He has experimentation and banking. Let's see. What did he get first? Okay, so he got experimentation recently, and banking also recently. Okay, so yeah, okay. Let's compare the tech trends of, let's say, so experimentation. Okay, so I think it's pretty clear that these 3 are trading techs. He's gotten the short end of the stick. He's marked for destruction. unfortunate. But our northern allies will eventually meet this guy in the roadblock. But not just his territory is concerning. He's invested a lot of it into economy. It could be a problem. In the south, we have this guy who shares the same text with him. As so that's a fight that we have to deal with. The question I have is, do I tip him off of the potential danger? Let's see. Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah, if he folds to these guys, then they're gonna be a bigger problem, because they're gonna oppose us eventually. Let's see, what do we have here? Are they fighting? It's hard to say. Because they had this star, and then it's no longer in his hands, so is there a skirmish going on? Well, let's take a look at the ship logs. Not enough information to tell. Oh, texts are not shared. So, oh, that's an indication. Let's see. So, what other threats do we deal with? Well, that concludes the third day. Alright, this is the, I think this is the fourth day of the Jewish Star Empire. And, so right now, I'm working with King the Harkonnen and King Arthur. Let's see. So I've been helping the Harkonnen with the AI here. You're gonna, and you know, it's let's see. So yeah, these fleets are gonna cancel out. So these stores in the north should be clear for him to take. It's given him a portion of the economy to help him defeat our enemies. Let's see. I guess when this arrives, then I'll pour this into the economy. He's not investing as much into economy as I would like, but maybe it's for the best. So who are we facing? Kane is dealing with Theonis to the north, and perhaps eventually this guy. So it seems to be that a major threat in the center is Quirti, 1000, Tinfoil, and Ugo Lyant. And it appears that they've come to an agreement to chop this guy into thirds. I've warned this guy, I've warned Belson regarding the alliance, and well, now they're considering bringing him into the alliance. Well, perhaps it backfired, but you know, what can you expect? So Grey Mason actually reached out, noting that he has concerns over this central area as well. So he shares my concerns regarding that. In this corner, there does not seem to be much unifying happening. You know, he has the higher weapons. It's possible that he might just crush everyone else, and so that could be a problem. See, Scarlet reached out and said that these two might be working together. Let's see. They might be working together in tech, because they share some similarities. I know for sure that these two are fighting. Yes, Shikari and Darmundi are fighting, but it's Darmundi we are bred, and the Ripper might be in an alliance. Not sure. I suspected that these two might be working together, but given the tech discrepancies, I highly doubt it. For a while I was concerned regarding this 45 fleet, why didn't he just send it here? But I think the reason is because I'm sending him so much money, and I told him, to protect me, then that's probably why he positioned the fleets here. Not to mention it's closer. Let's see, so I'll acquire these clusters, invest a lot into economy, clear out this area. I suppose I should get to warning my allies regarding this threat over here. Maybe I might help. Should I ally with Cremation? Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. For sure, if Querty is pretty powerful because of his economy, but right now, that's dangerous. But right now his total ships are outnumbered, but he seems to plan to push against Galaxu very soon, which is unideal. They seem to be sharing techs as well. Yeah, I highly doubt he's gonna turn on these guys. He sees his future against us, and so I think we should have some sort of a truce with them. Yeah, because right now they can't reach us, but he can reach them, and right now he's going to outpace him. He only has 17 stars, 18 economy, 36 stars, 31 economy. Yeah, he's gonna. If I don't get him to fight him now, he's gonna collapse, and then we'll collapse. So I'm gonna need to warn him. The question is the trading tax. So how am I going to convince him that he probably, because Querty probably told him that, oh, they're two gonna be allies and it's gonna go that way, but I don't think so. No, he's not gonna turn on two of them. He won't, and he won't be able to. Expanding here is clearly the more likely outcome. What happened here? They're fighting against. Oh, they're not fighting. Alright, this is the next log. The last one kind of cut out, but yeah. Anyways, so this cycle developments. Well, it appears that Kane is leaving this particular match in favor of the other one he's currently in, and so he's going to be moving his stars into here, allowing us to gather these up. The Harkonnen has asked me to help with dealing with the remaining AI here, so I'm gonna send some from Golan Heights. Gonna weaken this significantly. Should be about, I don't know, 5, maybe 10 left. should be no problem afterwards. I think bots generally have a tendency to counter-attack, so that could be a bit of an issue. But these fleets are closer, and well, even if they come, I should deal with them easily. Also, he's asked me to move from here to here to help deal with this threat. And let's see, a few days ago I might have been worried that he would just attack here, but nah, I doubt he's gonna do that. Yeah, he won't do that. He'll probably move this here and then rely on this to defend against any counterattack. So that's good. There's probably like a bunch of fleets here. Yeah. So this should help punch through, because this is a bit of a choke point star, so I'm pretty sure he's reinforcing this as much as possible. You know, Slick Muffin, I'm pretty sure he's reinforcing this, and all these fleets could, in theory, move here and then break through a bunch of stuff. So I guess that is understandable that he would need help dealing with a very possible concentrated force. Now if we look at the records, trying to see what is the Slick Muffin's relation to AI triple V? Are they at peace? It appears so. No border changes. No more border changes recently. Right. So it appears that these two have agreed to or at least appear to be at peace. Well, I'm at it. I may as well look at the other trends. Yeah, the merchant is... Yeah, the merchant's kind of gone. So sad. A fellow merchant. Anyways, what else? No border changes between these three. Strong indication of an alliance here. Although, where's he going to... If Belson does indeed get into the alliance, where's the... where's Ungoliant gonna go? He's kind of cut off and boxed in by all his allies. Is he really just gonna invest everything into economy? That could be a bit concerning. But I have heard from sources that they are talking about bringing Belson into this Central Alliance, and this Central Alliance is already a bit of a monster. And like this economy, and now he's just building industry. It's like, man, this 29 compared to our 17, and if Galaxu, who shares all techs, joins in, this could be an ugly fight for us. We're gonna need everyone. Unfortunately, Kane's not gonna be here. It seems that, yeah, he's not with us. We will need him. His 25 could deal with Galaxu. QWERTY will have a bit of... King Arthur will have a bit of an issue with QWERTY. I hope everything works out, but this could be a bit difficult. Let's see. So, in terms of intel, I can all but confirm that these three are working together. They're pretty strong, given that I've worked with him twice in the past. I have elected not to sabotage him in particular, mainly because he might join us, so stabbing him in the back might not be a good call. In this corner we have Dr. Philbill. It appears that Rarin Ranger might be joining him. They have firmly decided against On the Rocks, and, well, On the Rocks is On the Rocks. Let's just put it like that. Blueberry... It's hard to say if they're allied. Another alliance we could be dealing with is the Starbuck and the Scarlet Starbuck Alliance. Who else could they possibly be allies with? Not this one. Nope. No, really nothing. They're all AIs. Let's see. How's he doing? not so well. Actually, let's take a look at the maps again. Yeah, he's being attacked from all over. So he's not gonna be in. He is not going to be. So, huh, here's just a bunch of AIs. So Blue Bee will be meeting Scarlet because the only thing between them are AIs. Let's see, where's Dr. Phil gonna go? Do you think he might be going in a northern focus? Yeah, there's nothing here, and only you guys up here are weak. Come to think of it, I might warn these guys, you know, encourage them to unite against the looming threat. Yeah, 25 industry, you know, like 22 stars, 13. Yeah, they're all gonna crumble, and if they crumble piecemeal, he'll be a threat. He could potentially threaten our potential northern allies if we do decide to form a northern northern union against the rest of the threats on the board. Speaking of which, I've suspected that these guys might be allies. Hard to say. That's a lot of tech. That's a lot of tech difference for an alliance. But although they don't trade techs effectively, if the map is anything to go off of, they're fighting the same enemy. Yeah, so he's dealing with an attack from here and here. Where's Triangle dealing with? Triangle, is he marked for destruction or is he joined them? Total ships, any combat, nothing. So no moving stars. Is he potentially... Nah, he's too weak to challenge Ave. So he might not instigate against it, but but Ave might attack him, who knows. Or maybe he sees this and he might be bracing for a northern attack, or maybe he's focusing against. Let's see. Okay, so he appears to be focusing this way. Yeah. So he might be counting on this guy to protect his northern border for the moment, so he can expand this way. And he might potentially butt heads with our enemies. The thing is, right, so Galaxo, I tried warning him, no response, and they're still trading techs. I'm pretty sure he's warned the rest of them. Oh, I'm arranging everyone against him, beware, whatever. But I think, yeah, if I think he might just go this way, he might just go that way, and then we're gonna be in a bit of a pickle. I was thinking of him. I was thinking, I don't know. Because if we attack him, it might push him toward the center. And that is a bit concerning. I mean, yeah, 34 industry. I mean, this is concerning. Let's see. I suppose Kane is giving us his stars, so that should help us fight the rest of our enemies. Well, I'd say I'm gonna still focus on economy, maybe help out a little bit with military, but mostly I'm gonna give him like a bunch of money to help him fight the other wars. Well, that appears to be the general picture for now. Let's see, yeah, as a recap, cycle 6, potential allies here, potential enemies here. We might even consider getting him to join, although I kind of said, oh, we should only get him in if Kane says so, but, oh, anyways. Oh yeah, he actually reached out, but, I don't know. Well, this is the 6th cycle, and, well, we shall see what happens next. Alright, we are in the 8th cycle, which, and this is also the 6th log of the Jewish Star Empire in Sigma Rotanev. Alright, so a major development just happened. Ave, we have accepted Ave into the Knights of the Round Table. This changes everything. We were facing a disadvantage on facing a disadvantage on this front, and a potential, like if we had to fight him, we would have lost on the south and the west, and would have crumpled on all sides. So that would have been bad. But it seems that he is interested in joining us, because although he is powerful, he is isolated in techs. So joining us is good for him, and him joining us is good for us as well. So now we're able to focus against him, and we can win the war in the west, even before Grey Mason joins in. Well, though, speaking of Grey Mason, this development changes a few things regarding him. You see, I was talking to him earlier, and he mentioned that, this central threat is concerning, and I agreed. We both figured that this was dangerous, and he contacts me, because talking about the center, and it confirmed we both agreed that this was a big danger. But he did make it clear that if we were more powerful, then he might, turn against us. So there's that, and him joining us might just trigger that. So I'll do my best to omit that small detail whenever I talk to him. He knows. Let's see. These guys seem to be going down. Southward. Yeah, I can pretty much confirm that these three are basically working together, more or less. Yeah, just if you look at the weapons, just take a look at right. So they're practically, there's almost like one line, right? So more or less. So these guys seem to be united somewhat. Although it's hard to say about him. But these guys are sharing tech with each other. Okay, so they're fighting him. There's no way he's on their team. Let's see in the south. I've detected no border changes in the south yet. According to my records, the south has not. The southeast has not had any border changes. Yeah, they're a bunch of hippies, and which means whoever gets here first will just pick them all off. He's like, they don't fight, fair enough, but now they're all weak. Over here, it's in this corner we have One Rager and Dr. Philbill. It appears that they've decided against allying with On the Rocks, and have decided that he's going to he's not going to they've decided against him in their future plans. Let's just put it like that. We can safely say On the Rocks is On the Rocks. Nothing changed there. In terms of science, this is weird. How is he having like more science? He has like 4 science. Dr. Phil has like 11, and yet the tech discrepancy is roughly even. Strange. Has he been trading with the bot? Maybe. I don't know. 25 economies is expensive, but well, anyways. Are these two cooperating? If they are not cooperating efficiently. Let's see. Yeah, he's AFK. No, he's someone to look out for. Actually, no, not really. Look at those numbers. Pathetic. Economy like that. When you're in the middle of a war on all sides. Only 30. I'm doing better than that. In his defense, I am basically surrounded by loyal allies, and I'm able to invest more in the economy. But, I mean, like, compared to this guy, he's like 73, 34, so he's not gonna be strong. Main threat's gonna be in the center. Maybe if he decides against us that we're too powerful. Oh yeah, another thing. Not only does this make us more powerful, it also points us towards him, and Great Mason might not like that. So this is a bit concerning, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Instead of us being a second-rate power, just a road bump for him to slow him down, so he can just come over and take everything. Maybe instead we'll be the powerful guys. Of course, that is a bit risky, because then he'll just rally everyone against us. I don't know. We shall see. The group's getting a bit big. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I mean, of course, there's me too, but I'm not planning on expanding anytime soon. I'm just gonna give a bunch of money to him, and he'll go win the game, or he'll go well. So it's effectively 4 people. Well, in terms of expansion paths. Let's see. I guess. Yeah, that's all that needs to be said. He joined us, and everything changed. The full extent of the ramifications, I do not know. See, he admitted to them two working together, and are these two working together? No, they're not working together. AFK. He's got AFK on all frontiers. Where will he expand toward? He's got arrows pointing toward him, unless he's not formed an alliance, in which case he's kind of aimless. So these two have a clear direction. We have a clear direction, and so do they, and our paths are headbutting, and we will find ourselves in a bit of a difficult situation. As for new ships, how are we doing? Roughly even, and with the introduction of this guy, very well. I'm giving him loads of money, although maybe not that much, but I'm telling him to invest in economy, because so that wins the game. Yeah, industry and science will be good, but this is where it's at. Although I guess in his defense, he wasn't having a stable border for a while. Well, alright, we'll see how this turns out. Hopefully he invests more in economy. Let's see, he has a lot of in economy. He's not invested any. What's he doing? I suppose he's fighting for his life out here, so I guess there is that. But he needs to invest in economy, or he's going to be outpaced. What are we gonna do? Bail him out? Oh, whatever. So, this is the 6th log. We shall see how this turns out. This will make us stronger to survive against him, and it also makes us more formidable and scary, and it might make us distant. He's a good friend of mine, and I like working with him, but He's very practical, and if we do get too big, and he realizes that he's joined us, he might see us as a threat. But what else do you expect me to do? Not let him in, and just walk and just lay over and die? Yeah, I think not. We will do what we can to survive and thrive. And if you don't like that, too bad. So I create a new thread for him, and the first thing he suggests is axing either me or the Herkanon, and he says that he has other friends further in the south. Now what those friends could be? Could it be this guy? Or these guys? Or could it be even further than that? Well, I don't know. It's easy to say that on that alone we shouldn't trust him. You know, he said, you know, what he said, like, attack one of us, but in his defense, the assumption he made was that everyone is planning on growing, which I explained that wasn't, and so I think that's one misunderstanding that should be cleared out. And well, if it turns out that that there's no such misunderstanding, then they should be fine. Although I suppose it technically makes a good excuse further down the road. I don't like doing excuses, but, well, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Well, in any case, we shall see how this turns out. See, I was expecting that, you know, it was a bit concerning that maybe, you know, tech level 5 can reach this, and we're already at like tech level 3, and I was expecting that he would probably, I don't know, have conquered this star by now. I mean, I figured it would have been fine if it was in a different ally, but if this ally is seeing ambitions upon me or someone else, then that might be a bit concerning. But perhaps if I make him strong enough, he'll think twice, maybe 3 times, before attacking me. Small detail. Although, he admits to having other friends in the south. And very well could be these guys, for all I know. Or maybe not. I don't know. But it seems somewhat suspicious. I just hope that we don't have to. I just hope that we should be fine. Well, in any case.